My name is Kristen Markey, and welcome to Village Eats, our Greenwood Village cooking show, where we meet fabulous neighbors, we cook some delicious food, and we have a lot of fun. I'm really excited today to introduce our neighbors, Len and Martha Goldstein. They're longtime residents, 25 years, and we're going to talk about what Greenwood Village was like when you moved. Is that okay?
You bet.
Yeah. And we're going to cook some food.
Yum.
And since it's fall in Colorado, maybe not fall, maybe winter. It kind of feels like winter, doesn't it? So today we're going to cook in the crock pot. I love the crock pot. Do you like the crock pot?
Saves so much time.
Saves so much time. Your house smells so
stress.
great. We like to start the show with a little drink, a little toast. So we kind of pretend like, hey, we're at a dinner party and we got to toast. We toast to this fabulous show. So today I made a mocktail actually, which it has some white cranberry juice, it has some peach juice, it has some lemon, and it has some soda water and rosemary. So cheers. And welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. That's refreshing.
Very nice.
That's tasty.
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you.
the smell.
Yeah. The rosemary actually is left over from my garden this
Oh,
summer.
good girl.
I know.
Yum.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. Well, we can sip on this throughout the show, and we're going to get started right away because this is going to be an extra long show, 8 hours while our meat cooks in the crock pot. I'm just kidding.
Long program.
So the first thing that I'd love for you to do, Len, is if you would grab the meat from the fridge, that would be awesome. And
It's good to give them something to do.
give them something to do.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a big old piece of meat.
Tasty.
So today we're gonna cook with a piece of pork, and it's a pork shoulder, and we're gonna just put it in the crock pot with some fabulous spices, and it's all about the spices. You can make the same meal with beef or chicken or whatever, just with these yummy spices. So we're gonna just measure out these spices, rub it all over the pork, put it in there.
I love your
And-
selection.
I know, we got some good stuff. We've got oregano, coriander, cumin, onion powder, chili powder, garlic. You want to measure for me, Martha?
Yes.
All right. All right.
In here?
Yeah, measure in
Okay.
there. So a tablespoon of coriander. And I think this is a tablespoon. There we go. Sorry. Yeah. So I mentioned 25 years
Yes.
in Greenwood Village.
Yes.
What do you love about Greenwood Village, Len?
Well, we moved here from Denver many years ago because we decided we wanted to live with our horses. But we needed to be closer to the city. And Greenwood Village presented that ideal situation. So we searched around all around Denver area and Greenwood Village, Douglas County and Adams County, and we thought that Greenwood Village presented the best opportunity for us to both live with our horses and be able to get into the city where we both worked. So that was the principal reason why we moved. And we would hopefully never have to move away.
Yeah.
So it's been terrific. So we live in rural Greenwood Village, which is between Bellevue and Orchard, and University and
More or less.
Colorado Boulevard, essentially Colorado Boulevard. And so in that area, most of the houses are on at least 2.5 acres. So you can not live on top of your horses. You have space for them.
Yeah. They're not
And so
coming
it's
up to the back patio
That's
for it
right.
to be fed.
That's right. Yeah. So they can lean over the back fence to get their carrots. But it's been terrific that way.
Oh, that's awesome. So you still have the horses?
We still have horses. We're down to a manageable number now. So it's been great.
I love garlic. That's why I was putting it in too much.
Okay, so garlic, we need 1 tablespoon of garlic.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I love that.
This is a kind of little spice combination that I've played with and experimented
sorry,
with.
I'm not
and
very
no,
tidy.
I'm not tidy like that at all. Just put in, it's just
Perfect.
estimates. Usually I don't even have I'm just dumping it in.
That's the way I do it,
But
too.
I feel like when you're in a cooking show and you want to share the recipes, you need to know exactly how much you're going to town. So you got oregano going on there. Yeah.
2 teaspoons.
Do you cook?
Oh, I love to cook.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun. I feel
And
like
I'm so happy I married somebody who likes to cook too.
and likes to eat.
We do like to eat. I don't know that we fall into the foodie category, but we like to eat well and we like to cook. And no matter how nice your house is, everybody congregates in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I think that's a warm feeling and encourages people to participate and talk openly and drink and
Yeah.
when they have to. So
Yeah.
we like that.
I just put a little bit of salt in there, and we'll just mix this up and put it all over the pork. But I mean, I can use this whole thing on here. We're just gonna you don't need, a lot of people when they cook like a pork roast or whatever, they'll brown it first. They'll brown it and then put it in the crock pot. And in the end, I find that it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. It's just
interesting.
adds one more step. So let's keep it simple. And that's what we're doing today. We're having a super simple meal, and you can make it a lot of different ways, like I mentioned. This pork from Whole Foods is, all nice and neat, and it was in the, wrapped in string and everything.
Sure. And then you just took all the,
I took all the
netting off.
Yeah, I took all the netting off. But just from King Soopers, the one with the bone, I really, really like too. Just like the pork shoulder, pork
How long
butt.
does it cook?
Well, I do for 10 hours. I'll just put it in and all day long, I'm working or whatever, and then it's done. But just on the lowest you can for 8 or 10 hours is great.
Yum.
So I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we'll and we can put this puppy in. Yeah. All right, let's put this puppy in. Super easy. Just dump this on in here. And it's going to cook away 10 hours. So let's start talking.
It's going to be a long show for 10 hours.
It's going to be really long. Yep. So, 10 hours. We're going to start. Yep, 10 hours to
Perfect.
go. All right.
Perfect.
So, so with this pork, I thought we're gonna just make some bowls of like a grain and pickled onions. Do you ever make pickled onions?
No, that sounds like fun.
I know, they're so good and so versatile to just add to, whether it's a taco or whatever I
Sure.
don't know. It goes so well with pork.
Yum.
So I thought we could make some pickled onions if you're up for that.
Why not?
Yeah, and usually pickled onions, they need quite a long time to just,
For it to soak in,
soak in
to
and get really
marinate.
delicious. But we'll make some today, and I have made some,
good.
last night, so you get the full effect when we're
So it
eating
takes
today.
one night for it all to
Yeah.
soak in, and
I think one day is ideal, but I
Okay.
have been in a pinch and let them sit for an hour, and they were fine. They were fine. They were still good.
I have to know how to do that.
I know.
It's
So
great.
let's move this
Wanna move
stuff.
this here?
And we will get our onions. All right, so we're gonna make some pickled onions, super, super easy.
Yum.
I know there's a lot of recipes where you kind of boil, whatever, we're not even doing that. It's just hot water, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of sugar and salt, and that's it. So I have a cup of hot water here. It's a half a cup apple cider vinegar, and then we'll stir it up, and that's it with the onions. How
That's
easy is that?
easy.
Yeah, we can do that, right?
That's great.
So just you can smell the apple cider, right? Okay, Len, will you stir for me? Big job. You got to make sure that it's all dissolved.
Yeah. Watch it closely.
Yeah. So, Martha, are you? How are your knife skills?
I haven't cut myself lately, so I'm in good shape.
All right. Well, you can cut the onion then for me.
Okay.
Do you start crying when you cut the
not
onions?
usually. So I'm
Because sometimes.
Upwind.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to cut the onions really thinly sliced, sort of like that.
Like this?
Yeah.
And in that shape?
Whatever shape, it doesn't really matter. So I know you guys are really involved in the open space and the parks and is it Park and Trail,
Park, Trails, and Recreation. Yeah.
You've been a part of that.
Well, Martha started, and then she was term limited, and as a notion of staying married, she recruited me to be on Parks and Trails, and I'm about to be term limited. So we've served a total of 16 years on Parks, Trails, and Recreation.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's been a very, very good experience. I had an unusual experience when we first moved in. A neighbor lady who had been in the neighborhood for generations had brought a huge file over, and I didn't know her. She came and introduced herself and said, you know, I'm so-and-so, and I said, now it's your turn. And she gave me this huge file on historic rural Greenwood Village. And so that's encouraged us to get into, be involved with Parks and Trails and Recreation and preserving what we have. We're so lucky.
Yeah, we are so lucky.
Greenwood Village is such a wonderful place to live. Such great variety.
So have there been any big initiatives that you are particularly proud of?
Well, we just finished a project which put outdoor bathroom facilities along the Highline Canal and right near Holly and Orchard for the park over there. The Greenwood Village, I believe that the statistic is that 14% of Greenwood Village is either open space or trails, which is, by local standards, a fairly high percentage. And of course, on the east side of the highway, there are several parks that stretch north to south, Silo Park and a couple of other parks. On the west side of the highway, we have the benefit of the Highline Canal and Raleigh, the horse park, several horse parks. So those initiatives, the preservation of those parks and trails has been ongoing, and there's, in the Greenwood Village survey that they do on an annual basis, parks, trails, and open space are a critical desire of the residents to preserve what we have, if not expand what we have.
When does your term end?
My term ends the middle of next year, so this is a good opportunity for me to put out the request for people who are interested in serving on Parks and Trails to come forward. And the people on Parks and Trails, Greenwood Village is divided into districts. And so we are in District 1, and each district has 2 representatives.
What kind of time commitment? What would people?
There are 2 meetings a month scheduled, but we probably average 1 meeting a month. And so there's a little bit of prep time for the meeting, and a meeting usually lasts less than 2 hours.
What I love about what you said to me earlier was, you know, all of the benefits, the health benefits of having this open space at our fingertips, and what it does for everyone, you know, from reducing disease and promoting mental health and so forth.
Living longer.
Right.
Happier.
Exactly. Yep.
And the recent articles that we shared with you, that it really goes into detail. And it's a study that's been going on for quite a long time, the health benefits of activity and so forth. And as mentioned in the article, there's over 20 countries studying this, and have been for the last couple of decades, and come up with some surprising statistics. So gosh, we're so lucky to live in Greenwood Village with all the trails and the open space and the ability to get out and relax. People move to our city because of the trails and open space. There's value in it. It affects real estate values too.
Well, yeah, do you know, you mentioned 14% is what we have here in Greenwood Village of parks. Do you know, like on a national average, what it is?
I don't. I think when that came out in the last survey, it was just it was comparing it to other Colorado cities, and we were ranking in the top 5 for that. But in addition to the open space, Parks and Trails, the commission has done 2 other things which are sort of interesting. Over in the Wetlands Park, we have outdoor musical instruments. And then we've just completed at the Curtis Center, we've just completed a set of exercise equipment for older people. And so, like us. So there are various pieces of exercise equipment, and both the musical instruments and the exercise equipment are free to the public.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Greenwood Village is great about it.
It is so great. Well, so we finished our onions here. So while we were talking, I just poured the water and the apple cider vinegar in our little mixture that you so nicely did for me. So this will you can just put this in the fridge, and it will last for weeks.
Oh,
So,
great.
So yeah, we'll just leave it here right now.
Refrigerator duty?
Yeah. So, and what I have done before you guys got here, I did a little bit of prep work. So
Thank you.
It wasn't too hard. I put some arugula in a bowl. I cut up some avocado. I made 2 different kinds of grains. So I made just a brown rice and wheat berries. Have you ever had? I know you're kind of stay away from gluten, but have you ever heard of wheat berries?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
yeah.
because I've just only been experimenting with
They're
them
puffed up.
the last year or so, but
Oh, what have you found?
I know. I mean, they're really versatile, so toothy. They kind of remind me of farro or like an al dente pasta, right?
Ah, so they have some good texture.
Yes, yeah. But it is the whole kernel on your wheat.
berry.
Yeah, so it's the whole kernel, so nothing is stripped away. So it actually has really good nutrients, so like good fiber, iron, and protein. So it takes a while. It takes like an hour or so for them to cook up.
And where do you find the wheat berries?
Bob's Red Mill brand has them, so just right in that little grain section with flowers
And all the other bags.
I don't know, I'm standing here, my stomach is growling, and I smell our delicious pork cooking away. So like what I want to do right now is take the pork out, and we're going to just shred it, and then we'll get the rest of our ingredients and put our little bowls together, and then we can eat.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
Okay, fast forward 8 hours. Here we are, ready to take our beautiful pork out of the crock pot. Smells so good, and we're gonna assemble some pork, slow cooker pork bowls of yumminess for lunch.
I love it when
Sound
you get
good?
creative.
Yeah. You mind putting that on there? So it's just gonna fall apart. It looks so good. And there's lots of juice in the pan that you can definitely use and pour over the top of the meat. I like to just sort of separate it, kind of strain the fat off if you can. Well done.
Yum.
There's going to be very little cutting, and just all we're going to do is really just sort of shred it. Thank you, Martha. Yeah, it looks, look how yummy that looks. It looks so good, right? Nice and this seasoning on here is gonna create like a really nice little texture, crunchy texture on it. But it just, after 10 hours, it just pulls apart.
It'll do
so
anything you want.
nicely, right? Oh my gosh, looks so good.
It does look good. Smells wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, aside from these bowls, there are a million things, just putting this in your fridge and having it available for the week and creating
Yes.
all sorts of dishes with it.
Brilliant.
I really like, and I'll dish some plates up for us. I really like with the pork like this, to fry it in some oil too. Can you hand me that?
Does beef fall apart like that as well?
Oh yeah, in the crock pot for sure. And chicken, and hold on. Technical difficulties here. Let's use the tongs instead. That's easier. All right, so we have some pork. We're gonna do Martha's gonna try some brown rice with hers.
Perfect.
And we've got some arugula over here. Oh, the other thing, so good with this is hot sauce. So if you're a hot sauce person, if you like a little more spice, that's always good too. We have some black beans. And some avocado.
Protein.
Oh yeah, this is just so good. Avocado and some cilantro. That's a lot of cilantro.
What a fun combination.
Maybe a couple jalapenos to.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have our onions. Okay, so
Oh, these
Yeah.
are fabulous.
and the color that they provide to the plate is just look at that.
You think of the whole composition,
I know.
don't you?
There you go. So
Thank
there's
you.
yours.
Thank you.
All right, it looks pretty
Wrap
good,
that.
right?
Looks fabulous.
Len, is there anything that you want me to leave off on your?
Not a thing.
Not a thing. You want the whole thing?
You bet.
All the mashups of flavors. So you're going to try the wheat berries.
Yes.
I can't wait for you to tell me what you think of them. So the holidays are fast approaching. Do you guys have any fun plans coming up?
well-
Traditions?
Families descending upon us for Thanksgiving, and at Christmas we'll head to Santa Fe to our sister's house.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, good cooking down there too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That sounds amazing.
It's just great. Looking forward to it.
Well, I have really enjoyed getting to know you guys, and I'm really thankful that you came to
You're so
to cook
sweet.
with me. And I think that everybody who's watching, I think that they're going to learn something about our parks too, and maybe we'll get somebody who's interested in.
Parks, trails, and recreation.
Oh my gosh, I think that would be fun for a lot of people. I've especially enjoyed over by just the Village Greens Park and the Frisbee golf and everything that has been done over there has just been so beautiful. So great.
Great
So
use
thank
for
you
that
for
land.
all your work and efforts to the both of you in our parks, because they are one of our biggest assets for sure as a community. So. Well, we are gonna dig in. I think we each need to have at least a bite before we sign off, so we can tell everybody if it was worth it or not, right?
Thank you for the cooking lesson. This is to die for. Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want to be term limited.
You can still come back.
Wow.
You can come back just
you.
for the cooking.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, don't forget to go to the website, greenwoodvillage.com, to check out the recipes and just communicate with us, and you can watch the video. So thank you again for being here, and thanks for everybody for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah.